Most racing series are able to find a sponsor. The ARCA series is no different, having backing from Royal Triton in 1972, all the way up to Permatex, and even Bondo Marhide. And ARCA itself, between 1993 and 1994, had sponsorship from one company that called itself Delightfully Tacky, yet refined. I don't know about you, but I remember where I was at when the direction of my life was formed, Michigan International Speedway, on August 23, 1974, when I saw Richard Petty's fire red and petty blue Dodge go screaming by. Since then, probably just like you, we've been hooked. From our first media gig at the tender age of 15 in 1983 with Grand National Scene, to printing our own Supercars Today magazine in the 1990s, hence our name. Nothing against our open wheel friends, but if it has fenders, our nosy nature wants to find out the who, the why, and the how. We don't necessarily interview these people, we have conversations. So please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to be notified of new content every Tuesday at noon. Thanks for watching, and please like, comment on, and share these videos. Today on the program, by the end of 1991, the petroleum and/or antifreeze market bottomed out, which means teams like Lake Speed, Kyle Petty, and Alan Kowicki were going to go sponsorless for 1991. Kowicki ran the Army colors famously during the 1991 Daytona 500 in support of Iraqi desert freedom, and then went sponsorless for a couple races before finally securing Hooters sponsorship when their driver Mark Stahl failed to qualify for Atlanta. By 1992, it seemed like Hooters mania was everywhere, what with Kowicki battling for the 1992 NASCAR Championship and Loy Allen now receiving backing starting at the September Texas World Speedway race. One such place that the hysteria caught on was with the ARCA series, with Hooters' decision to become primary sponsor of the series. Our decision to become involved with ARCA, which is one of the longest-running and most historical racing series in America, is a tribute to the hard work and dedication shown by the entire ARCA family. It is well respected by race fans for the excellent events it sanctions throughout the United States and Canada, said Hooters president and founder Bob Brooks. After losing Permatex following the 1991 season, the ARCA series went sponsorless, and in 1993, then-President Bob Loga had said of the agreement, "Sponsorship of the ARCA Supercar Series is the highest level of identity we have to offer as a sanctioning body. We are pleased to begin this long-term relationship with Hooters." The announcement of the backing couldn't come at a better time, as the NASCAR race at Atlanta had snowed out the week before. The following Sunday, at the Texas World Speedway, ARCA and the NASCAR West Series ran a combined event with entries from Dale Earnhardt, Ken Schrader, and Darrell Waltrip. Hooters was everywhere, as well as being televised live by ESPN, with a full complement of TV trucks, crews, and an announce team. Darrell Waltrip would go down as the first ever winner of an ARCA Hooters Cup race. As quickly as the exciting news happened, the cruel hand of fate reared its ugly head at approximately 9:30 p.m. Thursday, April 1st, 1993. The downing of the twin-engine turboprop Merlin Fairchild aircraft occurred in Sullivan County, Tennessee, almost 5 miles northeast of the Tri-County Airport. The occupants of the plane were heading in for the NASCAR race at Bristol and were Alan Kowicki, Mark Brooks, Dan Duncan, and pilot Charlie Campbell. Mark Brooks was the son of founder Bob Brooks, and Dan Duncan was their PR person. The news at the time was absolutely shocking and brought to a standstill most activities in motorsports. As the Bruce Hornsby song said, the show goes on, and ARCA and Hooters said that it would stay business as usual. So the tour headed to Talladega, where Tim Steele, a rookie at the time, recorded his first series win. As the summer of '93 rolled on, the Hooters colors were everywhere, including across all ARCA racing platforms. Hooters girls came from local restaurants, interacting with fans and even handing out stickers saying, "I love Hooters." The night before the November of 1993 Atlanta race weekend, Hooters rented out the brand new Georgia Dome in downtown Atlanta to hold a party, complete with games, door prizes, Hooters girls, of course, interactive motorsports games, and was even emceed by NASCAR legend Benny Parsons, here shown with Tim Steele and ARCA president Bob Loga. Tim Steele would claim his first of 3 ARCA championships at the conclusion of that weekend at Atlanta. Yes, the union appeared to be strong between Hooters and ARCA. He represented well at the annual awards banquet in Birmingham, Alabama, in December of 1993. Even this magazine, Supercars Today, which is the forerunner to Supercars Today TV, entered into negotiations with Hooters to be the primary sponsor of this publication. Teams pulled in to the Daytona International Speedway for the 1994 Daytona ARCA 200, with Hooters again well represented. Loy Allen in a Hooters-backed Ford won the pole, and then Mike Wallace went out and won the race, his only Hooters Cup win. A mere 19 days later, in one of the most shocking bits of news to come out of ARCA in the early 1990s, Bob Loga announced that they had terminated the agreement between the sanctioning body and the sponsor. "We wish them well in their many racing endeavors, but we cannot wait any longer to secure a firm sponsorship commitment for the season," stated the late President Loga. "We had absolutely no idea this was going to happen," said a source from Hooters. "We received the news by fax Saturday, February 26th, and tried to track down Mr. Loga since he was out of town. Immediately, I called my contact at Hooters, Wendy Bartek. I asked what happened. She said, 'We're just as shocked as you are.' She said when they finally got a hold of Bob Loga, ARCA president, he said, 'Read the facts.' They said, 'Isn't there anything we can talk about?' He said, 'Read the facts.' So she said, 'We read the facts.'" So ARCA ran the remaining 20 races of the 1994 season without an entitlement sponsor until Terry Merrill brought Bondo Marhide to the table, and they announced it at Atlanta at the end of 1994, and they stayed a series sponsor until the end of 2000. Brooks began his own series in 1997 with late models, which evolved into stock cars, and that backing lasted until 2008, and is now, basically known as the Cars Tour. Then ARCA president Bob Loga passed away on the grounds of the Talladega Superspeedway in 1996. Bob Brooks passed away in 2006, and his business interests translated over to his children, but there's now no Brooks blood in the Hooters Corporation. Hooters isn't totally removed from motorsports, sponsoring, among other things, NASCAR's most popular driver, Chase Elliott, still today. Epilogue. One of the people that I had spoken to, who has never steered me wrong before or since, stated that one of the sticking problems in the sponsorship agreement was that Hooters wanted to buy the series, and of course, ARCA was not going to sell. Photographers call them wedding shots. That's where a driver goes out, qualifies, comes back in, gets out of their car, and kneels beside it for their photo. But here you can see Mark Stahl has no cap on. That's because in 1994, he refused to wear the Hooters Cup hat. I asked him why later, and he said, because they owed him money from 1991 when they sponsored him. Now, I said, do you mind if I print that? He said, that would be great, or words to those effect. And in a stunning revelation, Stahl added that that's why Allen was on the plane that day. It wasn't too much of a secret at the time, but Hooters wanted Loy Allen behind the wheel of Alan Kulwicki's number 7. However, NASCAR owner Felix Sabates, who was placed in charge of Allen's estate, refused, so Hooters pulled their backing. According to Jeff McClure, following the time he helped Darrell Waltrip win the ARCA race at Texas in March of 1993, Waltrip was so grateful he would come with McClure for ride opportunities. When the Junior Johnson car came available, which was sponsored by Hooters, Darrell came with Jeff. When Hooters saw McClure, they said, "We don't want an ARCA driver driving our car." In a sort of eerie postscript to this whole video, there were still remnants of the Hooters Cup Series sponsoring ARCA at Texas World Speedway, here on the flag stand, and I don't recall seeing it at any other track, but in the turns with the painted logo, Hooters Cup Series. Of course, that's now gone with the deconstruction of Texas World Speedway. On the publication side of Supercars Today, Hooters of America did everything they said they were going to do for me. We had continued our sponsorship of the back page from 1993, and when the sponsorship was canceled by ARCA, Hooters asked me if I would also relinquish them from their obligation to the back page of the magazine because it might look a little odd, and I agreed. Wendy Bartek and I got along well, and unfortunately, I don't know where she ended up. 3 races into the 1993 season and 1 race into the 1994 campaign, despite what some racing results websites have to say, the ARCA Hooters Cup Supercar Series is long gone. All we have now are the memories, the photos, and the fine people we met along the way. Thanks for watching.